Good morning, good afternoon and good evening. My name is Jake. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I've made a video. Reasons for that, very busy with work and stuff like that, but I do have some news for you guys with regards to my application to join in the British Army. If you remember to the last video, or one of the last videos, where I attended my assessment centre at the start of September, I was only able to complete 50% essentially of the event. So I did the medical, I did all the cognitive tests, TST tests and an interview, but I was unable to actually participate in the fitness side of life along with everybody else due to the weather. It was at the end of British summertime and we were going through a mini heat wave, and unfortunately at the time the temperature exceeded, I think it was 25 degrees centigrade, and so the entire fitness side of the event was cancelled. And say that wasn't just for me, that was for everybody. Now as a result, I then needed to go and attend a second event in order to do those fitness tests, and that's what today's video is going to be about, or at least the first part of today's video. So I just want to give you an update of how that went, how the application for the army is going in general, and then in the next part, or the latter part of the video, I want to just talk about the direction of the channel over the next few weeks and months, so a little bit of a channel update, if you like, of some of the content that you can expect to see as a car goes flying past. It always happens. I turn the camera on, noise from everywhere. It's, honestly, before I put this camera on, you could hear a pin drop. But before I actually get into the meat of this video, I just want to say a big thank you to everybody that has watched my videos so far up to now and subscribed and commented and liked. I think when I first started the channel, I never envisaged it getting like a lot of traction, and I'm being realistic, in the sphere that is YouTube, it's still very small. It's like a little drop in the ocean, but the fact that I've now exceeded 100 subscribers and one of my videos has now exceeded 1,000 views, for me, that's brilliant. And I just want to say thank you very much to all those people out there, who have watched and liked and subscribed. And I hope that you continue to do so in the coming weeks and months. So I just want to say that, so big thank you. So then, the fitness tests, what do they call them? The RFT, is it the roll fitness test? Yeah, the RFT. So that was the beep test, it was the mid-thigh pull, and it was the medicine ball throw. That's all I needed to do on this particular occasion. I had to wait 2 weeks. When I returned from my first event, I straight away on the phone to the candidate support manager, who instantly, pretty much that afternoon, booked me into a second event, which was great, and it was done real quick, and it was only a 2-week wait. So I attended the second event just to do the beep test, the mid-thigh pull, and med ball throw. Okay, so again, it was a couple of weeks ago now, so it's a little bit hazy in my mind, the actual sort of how it all went down. But I was there. It was a lot smaller than the original event. There was only a handful of people, about 5 or 6 people, and we were all there for the same reasons. And so I remember I did the mid-thigh pull first. I think I got 160 kilos on that, which was more than enough for my job role within the Royal Engineers. As far as the med ball throw was concerned, now what they did, I don't actually know the exact to the centimetre how much I threw, because basically what the PTIs down at the event, what they did was they measured out the minimum distance everybody needed to pass. So for me, I think it was 3.1 metres. So they measured out 3.1 metres, they put some cones down, and it was basically a case of throw past that cone and you've passed. I did that. They worked out, I think, about 4 metres, give or take. But the main takeaway was that I threw past the required distance. So yeah, so I passed those two. They were the first two that we did. Everybody got through real quick. Like literally, we were there for about an hour and a half, all told, and everyone got through nice and quick. Everybody passed. It was great. And then we moved on to the beep test, or the multi-stage fitness test for those posh folk amongst us. This was the one I was most nervous about. I had full confidence that I would pass, and I did. Okay, spoilers. But leading up to it, I'd done a little bit of prep, not a huge amount. I actually did a video on one of my practice tests where I actually hit 7.5 and then quit. And that was what I needed to achieve. So 7.5, and you get the green light, you get your thumbs up. So again, they lined us all up, 20 meters between cones. They provided us with water. I took my own water bottle, but they did provide us with a water bottle, which was good of them. And away we went. And it was outside in like a car park area, and they had this huge speaker, and they were linked. The beat test was linked to the speaker, and away we went. And I think I actually really surprised myself. I think it must have been that nervous energy, but I think I got something like 10.3, maybe 10.4, something like that. I can't quite remember. It was a good score. It was a good score, and I was really surprised exactly how good it was. I was hanging out my backside at the end of it. I could have coughed up a bloody lung, but I did it. And again, everybody else that participated in the beat, some lads went like even further. Some real fit young lads that were there, like level 11 and I think it's level 5 or something like that. And then there was a few that everyone passed, but there was a few that needed like 6.6, which was what they needed. So when they got to 6.6, which is they're entitled to do that, they just stopped. Hey, I've done what I needed to do for now, and they got a pass. But like I say, all told, there for an hour and a half, and passed. Yay! So as soon as I got home the following afternoon, I rang up the careers office, spoke to the candidate support manager. Or did they ring me? They may have rang me actually. As soon as the test scores were submitted, they obviously got visibility on that, and they rang me to congratulate me, tell me very well done. And then it was a case of just getting me booked onto the system for a date for phase 1, or aka basic training. And I'm still currently in the system for that. Now they did say that they can put me on a shortlist for any dropouts from now until next year, which is the rough estimated start time. But I would have literally a 48 hours notice to attend, and I'm just like, well, that's just not doable for me. Because I've got work, I have to give notice to work, I've got families and stuff like that. So for a phone call to be like, hey, but guess what? Your phase 1 starts on Monday, and it's like Friday afternoon. I'm like, whoa, it's just not doable. I need sufficient notice. So at the moment, we're still waiting for a confirmed date. Now, I have been told to look towards maybe sort of like the springtime, but again, that's still to be confirmed. We'll just wait and see on that, I guess. So that's basically the news. It was quite short and sweet. The idea was today's video wasn't going to be very long at all, mainly because I'm against the clock. I've got to go to work in like 40 minutes. So apologies if it does feel a little bit rushed, but reasons, life gets in the way. But the take home from this is that I have passed. All right, I have passed everything that I've needed to do up to now, and the good news, at least the impression I'm getting from the careers office, is that I've done enough for the Royal Engineers within a technician's role, which is such a weight off your back. Is that the right thing to use? Bearing in mind we're going to be joining the army here, weight off your back. Is that the right kind of analogy to use? The weight off your shoulders. You know what I'm saying. So I think we've done, we're on track. We are good. Which now brings me on to part number 2 of this video, which is a bit of a channel update. Now, when I started this channel, the vision was to document and vlog my progress to joining the British Army at somebody of my years, and also maybe do the occasional fitness video in between. The fitness videos haven't really worked out. I've done one where I introduced you all to my gym. There are plans to do more fitness videos. I do have one particularly good one that I'm really looking forward to sharing with you all. But the reality is, for longevity of the channel, that's not really the direction I want to go. The military style videos are going to dry up now until I have some news to share with you all. But reality is, for the next 6 months potentially, I'm not going to be able to upload anything about the army because I've got nothing to say. Everything that I've needed to do up to now has now been done. It's now a case of hurry up and wait, if you like, for the next part of that journey. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we've now got over 100 subscribers. That number is growing daily. I've got one video that's now hit 1,000 views, and I want to try and keep that going. So I'm thinking to myself, how am I going to keep that going? And I've decided to make a decision for videos for the channel that some of you may be supportive of, others might not be so supportive of. But I'm going to start playing some video games. Yeah, nerd. So the channel isn't just going to sort of like change. I'm not going to rebrand or anything like that. I'm not going to be, it's not going to go 100% hell for leather playing games, because I appreciate that a lot of people have subscribed and watched the videos. They might not like video games. They've subscribed for a reason, okay? And I still want that to be at the core of the channel. That's not going to go away. It's just that for me I want to regularly upload. I want to keep the channel going. I want to see how good and how big I can grow this channel. And you know what? Video games, they're quite big on YouTube. A lot of people watch them. And I don't know, maybe you're watching this now, maybe you are a subscriber to the channel that is a gamer, and you're thinking, yeah, okay, I can get behind that. Let's do it. So basically, that's the news I wanted to share with you all. We've gotten into the army. Yes, I'm waiting on a start date. And the channel is now, until sort of like I can kind of ramp up the army videos again, when I've got something to actually sort of bring to you, some news to bring to you, in order to fill those spaces and fill that gap, I'm going to start uploading some games, starting with a game that has just released this week, one of my all-time favourites from when I was this big, and that's Football Manager, otherwise known as Championship Manager. So if you're a football fan, you might want to just keep an eye over the next few weeks at the channel and what we're uploading. At this moment in time, no further plans to do anything other than Football Manager. I just want to test the water, yeah? That being said, if you've got any recommendations that you think, actually, you know what, I think that would be quite fun to watch, let me know in the comments of any video games, from any genre really, that you feel as if you would get enjoyment and entertainment from. Naturally, it's going to have to be something I enjoy too. But if I can just get a rough idea of my audience and what they like to see and what your viewing habits, then I can kind of maybe tailor the content for you. But for now, going forward, we're just going to start with some sport games. Starting with Football Manager, maybe branching out into motorsport. We will see. All right. But that's what I wanted to share with you guys. Now, also, there is a video coming up about the TST, the Technical Selections Test. I've said for about a month and 6 weeks ago now that I was going to make that video for you. Again, it got put on the back burner because just things going on in life, like I say, work, family, all that jazz, yeah. That is still going to be made. I have notes right here for that. All right, that is actually going to be the next video I'm going to make. Not today, because like I say, I've got to go to work. It's dinner time. I'm hungry. But maybe tomorrow morning, if I've got a spare hour or so, we will sit down and record the TST video, and I'll hopefully get that uploaded and out to you guys. That information out to you within the next week or two. Fingers crossed. I think I've covered everything. You need to let me whistle. Cheers. I do love a good cup of tea. On that note, take care. Toodle pip.